Montana's news leader, this is the MTN Noon News.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us on the Noon News. I'm Andrea Lutz. A surge in COVID cases in Montana is lending some school districts to keep those mask mandates in place. We have more on that story in just a minute, but first. Montana health experts say a surge in patients due to the Omicron variant is expected now in Montana. Leaders within the Montana medical community say while Omicron is less severe, it is more transmissible and the volume of cases will lead to more hospitalizations. On top of that, more healthcare workers are being forced to isolate from exposure to the virus, making staffing shortages much worse. On the first confirmed case of the Omicron variant is now in RAVALLI County as the Bitterroot sees those surges in COVID-19 cases. The health director there says that the county has 231 active cases. Home kits becoming increasingly hard to find in RAVALLI County, and the public health is out of those home kits, but more are being ordered. The Omicron surge continues to spread out of control in other parts of the United States as well. More than 5 million new cases were reported in the past 7 days. It's the country's highest weekly total since the pandemic began. The acting head of the FDA says it now appears likely that most people will eventually be infected with Omicron. Passenger rail advocates in Montana say passage of an infrastructure bill late last year is a tremendous shot in the arm to bring passenger rail service back to southern Montana. The bill provides funding for studying how to restore the North Coast Hiawatha through southern Montana. It also includes real dollars to help implement the project. Now that Montana Rail Link has concluded its lease with Burlington Northern Santa Fe, officials say it could make little difference to the project, but advocates hope passenger rail will run through the southern part of the state within the next 10 years. President Biden is calling on the Senate to change the filibuster to pass voting rights legislation this week. The president said the rule requiring 60 votes to advance a bill is being used to obstruct the will of the majority of lawmakers. And that's today's Leading Look.
Another day where a good portion of the region is going to stay warmer than normal. That downslope flow, the air compressing and really warming up. Let's take a look at those highs today. We'll go 48 in Great Falls, 42 in Helena, 47 in Lewistown, along the High Line Cut Bank at 42, 43 in Havre. Billings trying to get up to 50 today, but we do have some 30s. Kalispell at 39, Miles City trying to get up to about 39 today, and 40s and 50s north central parts of Wyoming. Now, we do have some cooler air coming in, a Canadian front, a backdoor front, a clipper system coming in from the northeast. That's got cooler air on the back end of that. We're going to try to have some moisture mixing in with that, so some areas could see some snow as we approach the weekend. But who? We'll have details coming up.
We're currently seeing high transmission within Gallatin County, and that's evident within the Bozeman School District as well.
We're certainly experiencing the Omicron surge within our community, within our school district, and across the state of Montana. Last week we had 181 positive COVID cases between staff and students,
which is the highest number of cases the district has seen in a 7-day average thus far.
Today, my 9th grader tested COVID positive. She was at Bozeman High last week, singing in choir class, dancing in gym class.
The district's COVID task force met last week, which resulted in 4 recommendations, including returning high school students back to mandatory masking.
Policy 1905, the masking policy to manage the current surge of Omicron transmission. That policy gives superintendent flexibility to respond to highs and lows that we are seeing across the district and at grade bands.
Another recommendation was to move away from close contact tracing within the district.
One, we simply can't keep up.
There was only one public comment throughout the entire 4-hour meeting, and that was the father whose daughter has COVID.
I want to once again register my parental fury with the interim superintendent and his premature decision to let our guard down on COVID at exactly the wrong time. Correlation is not causation.
The next school board meeting is scheduled for Monday, January 24th. Reporting in Bozeman, Annie Johnson, MTN News.